Hearing will come to order. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I first want to thank Director Elmendorf for joining us again. We appreciate your taking time to meet with us today, and we know that this baseline was a little late because Congress was a little late. So I'm glad we got time to get to this. You have put together a very informative report. It does a great job of laying out the challenges we face. My main takeaway is this. We still have a lot of work to do. This year, we are going to run a deficit of $514 billion. Now, that's less than last year's, but it's nothing to brag about. In fact, the deficit will start growing in just 2 years. By 2022, we will be running trillion-dollar deficits again, even though we will be taking in a historically large share of revenue. So even though taxes are at a historically high place, we still got trillion-dollar deficits in the future. That's because spending will be growing twice as fast as revenue. So over the next 10 years, we will add $10 trillion more to our national debt for a grand total of $27 trillion. It is hardly time to start congratulating each other. Now, I was glad to see that we passed the bipartisan budget deal last year. I think it was a step in the right direction, but only a step. We need to do more. We need to do much more. And it's deja vu all over again, because we know what the problem is. Autopilot spending and interest payments are driving our debt. Interest alone will quadruple over the next 10 years. And Obamacare is clearly part of the problem. It adds trillions of dollars in government spending, and it has made things worse for our economy and for working families. By 2017, CBO projects that people will be working fewer hours precisely because of the incentives created in this law. The effect will be severe, as if 2.5 million people had stopped working full-time by 2024. Between 2017 and 2024, overall labor compensation will also decline. And these changes, they disproportionately affect low-wage workers. Translation, Washington is making the poverty trap much worse. Your report points out some weak spots in our economy. Low investment, high unemployment, people leaving the workforce. If we got our act together, we could start paying down our debt and give our economy the certainty that it needs. Tax reform, regulatory reform, energy development. I think all of these could help create jobs and increase take-home pay. If you could bring up from the CBO report, slide 2.8. This is a point I'd like to highlight. This report says that not only does the debt get worse, that we have slower economic growth compared to the last forecast, but what is particularly troubling is CBO's projection of the labor force participation. CBO says that about half of this decline is attributable to the aging of the population. This is what we knew. You know, baby boomers are coming, they're retiring, and fewer people are following them into the workforce. A problem we have had with us a long time that we have yet to solve. But most notably in this report is that CBO also says that government policies, especially the president's health care law, are discouraging work. Washington is making this problem worse. This does not have to be our fate. We need to reverse this decline. So I consider this report a call to action. We know what the problem is. We know how to fix this problem. And I believe we can work together to get it done. The debt won't take care of itself. It is up to us, the men and women in the representative branch of government who are elected to serve and represent them. We need to take action. So I want to thank you once again for this report, Dr. Elmendorf, for your time today. I look forward to a great conversation and to your testimony. With that, I'd like to recognize the ranking member, Mr. Van Hollen.